We all know that parenting does not come with a manual. So is there such a thing as doing wrong or right when it comes to how you choose to parent your children? Well, we're talking with social worker. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Susan Marks is back, and we're talking about parenting issues. And one of the big ones, because a lot of people are still like, oh, you spank your kids? You don't spank your kids? I spank my kids. So what is it when it comes to that? Will we get in trouble if we spank our kids?
So for me, hitting is a hard no.
Okay.
Okay? To me, there are other ways to discipline without any use of physical force or physical violence. Mm-hmm. When you're using physical force and physical violence, you're teaching your kids that that's the way to discipline. The hard piece is that sometimes parents get so angry and so distraught.
And not only that, but we grew up where our parents were using the belt, the shoe, the whole nine.
Right.
And we turned out fine.
We turned out fine, but we then were taught that that might have been okay, when it's really not.
Yeah, but sometimes timeout also doesn't work.
So I say for parents, give yourself a timeout.
Okay.
Get yourself out of the situation. When you feel yourself losing control, take a step away. You can always finish the discipline. Many of us feel in the moment we're going to lose the moment. You never lose the moment. Sometimes actually walking away and making your kids wait, no matter what age they are, creates a little more time for them to stew and for you to be able to really decide what you're going to do.
Okay, very interesting. A lot of parents at home are like, no way, I'm spanking my child on the butt.
No spanking.
Okay, so this is a big one. Should you be reading your child's text messages or even their diary?
Okay, so diary for me is a place and a journal where we grew up with it, where kids can write their private thoughts, who they have crushes on, when they're mad at us, things like that. I really think that that's their private space. There might be times that a parent can say to their child, I love that you're writing in your journal. If you ever want to share it with me, I would love to sit down and share it with you. But then you're not going to go through their things when they're not home, because again, it's out of context what you're reading.
Yeah, and I know my mom never read my diary.
My mom neither, and I would never do that for my children either. When it comes to text messages and phones and devices, the truth is, the minute you put a device in your child's hand, you should be teaching them about what is right and what is wrong, what is safe and what is not safe.
Right.
And again, it's their space. You know, teenagers might use that space to swear and complain, and that's okay.
But if you're sensing something is off, something is now,
So there's a different context.
Yes.
If you are worried, if you are sensing something is off, or there's a big change in your child.
Your child comes home, it's not the same child that you know.
It's not the same. You start with a conversation. You start with saying, can we look at what's happening? And then if you have to, you have to. But the other piece is, as parents, know the social media platforms your kids are using. No Snapchat, no Instagram and Finsta and Visco and all the stuff they're using. Talk to them about it. Ask them to be their friends on these social medias. You don't have to be their best friends on it, but watch what they're doing so that you have more of a bird's eye view. But of course, if you're ever that concerned, then that's a whole different conversation.
Should you be able to choose who your children are friends with? Are you able to say, I don't like your friend?
So again, contextually, you're going to have kids who you love that they bring home, and you're going to have kids who not so much.
Yeah. Do you allow them to make the mistakes and say, you know what, they're going to figure it out on their own. They're going to know that that person isn't trustworthy.
So if they're not safe, you have that conversation. But I'm a big believer that if there's someone in your home or you see someone with your child, instead of just saying, I don't like Catherine, to make it concrete and say, you know, when Catherine's around, I find she's really rude and she's not respectful of you, or she puts you down. So you're planting a seed of your thoughts, but you're not telling them what to do and what not to do. You're actually just putting it out there, and maybe they're going to see that too, so that it's not you're allowed to be friends with them, you're not allowed to be friends, because that can backfire.
Yeah, it can, big time. Okay, so stepping up a little bit to boyfriend and girlfriend.
We're getting hot here.
Should you allow your teenager to have their boyfriend or girlfriend spend the night?
So it's all in context here. There's a context, okay?
That's a big no.
Yes. No, there's a context. I think if you have a country house and you invite them to the country to come and spend the weekend, and there's a guest room or a room downstairs, then that's okay.
But what about sending your child to spend the night at their boyfriend or girlfriend's
house? So I
house?
think you have to have a conversation with the parents and ask them what their value system is and what their rules are. In my house growing up, we never had boyfriends sleep. We didn't even have boyfriends coming upstairs.
I couldn't even close the door.
Exactly. They weren't even allowed to come upstairs. I think it's important for kids to see that there are rules in houses. I think we don't need to make everything so easy for our kids, but there might be times where, you know, there's a snowstorm or something and we have to be flexible, but not in the same bed.
Okay, this is going even one step further. We don't have a lot of time.
Hot topic.
Should you buy contraception for another person's child?
I do not think you should. I think that the conversation about contraception is one that we should all be having with our kids, no matter how uncomfortable we are about it. About the fact that it's important to use it, about where to get it. You do not want to become the condom dispensing mama, okay?
And it's not funny, but
it's not, but you don't, because then, believe me, all the teens will be ringing your bell telling you about what they need, okay? But you do want to let kids know that it's easily accessible through CLSCs, through sometimes in their guidance counselors' offices, at the pharmacy. Get out there and buy it if you want it and use it.
Well, Susan, you're always giving us such great tips, such a good mom talk here. Thank you so much. Stay tuned to Breakfast Television. So much more coming up right here on City TV.